What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Art House. What has it been? Over 2 weeks. It seems to be this is the rhythm. We lose about 2 weeks. I do my hair up nice for a video, and we do a market recap. So it's been quite a while. Been really busy. Going about 2.5 weeks since we did a market update. So there's been a lot of interesting action going on. And I wanted to kind of catch up and see where we're at on things. So I fixed my webcam. It's a little more stable now. Someone was complaining that I was giving him mild seizure syndrome. Something to that effect. I don't know. It was a big problem for the guy. So I mounted it up. I rigged something up, and here we are. Let's go to the interwebs, all right? And actually, you know what? Let's do this. Watch this. Watch this. Boop. All right, guys. So we're going to look at a few things. I want to start here on the Facebook group because we've been running a lot of auctions, and there's been a lot of activity going on in the Sorcery Contested Realm community group on Facebook. That's where I am now. We have about, let's see how many members we're at here. We have about 2,323 members. That's really amazing. You see 78 people join this week. So that's one of the indicators. We've seen a lot of momentum, a lot of excitement around Sorcery, a lot of growth in the community group, which is one of the larger, probably the largest sorcery platform that's not company run. And then in the Discord, I think we're at about, I don't know, almost 800 people in the Collector Arthouse Discord. So we run auctions through both. We have an auction going on right now, coming up here on an artist proof by Elvira Shakarova. And it's the Lively Chair. So it's a mortal throne. On the back, it's kind of like a dichotomy of life and death, the Lively Chair. And then the Philosopher's Stone is currently at $6,600. Beautiful Philosopher's Stone. All these Philosopher's Stone are in immaculate condition. I don't know how because some of the other cards have been, kind of hit or miss sometimes. You get roller lines, you get, various imperfections, surface issues, kind of to be expected with variability of printers, especially with a massive print run like this. So to speak, for a debut, 29,000 boxes, quite a bit. All right, so going back to the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group, there's been a lot of auction activity, as I mentioned. So I think since our last video, we had an auction that sold. First, there was an auction on eBay run by Red Zone Rogue, another content creator that I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And his auction on the Philosopher's Stone and foil ended at $8,100. Within a day of that, I had an overlapping auction for Philosopher's Stone here on the Sorcery Contested Realm community group and in Discord. That closed right at $10,000. And then the next weekend, we ran another Philosopher's Stone, which was last weekend. That closed at $8,250. And here we are now with the current auction that closes tonight at 8 p.m. It's at $6,600. And there's about 3 hours to go on this auction. All right, so it's a beautiful stone. The condition looks immaculate. Look at it shine. The foiling on this is phenomenal. The back looks very good, too. On these darker colors, I'm noticing we're seeing a little more consistency, less roller lines, less surface issues, smudges, scratches, things like that. And these stones always look great. So the foil face looks phenomenal, and then the back looks really good as well. On that point, grading seems to be opening up at BGS and CGC. So that is going to be very interesting to see how that moves the market. But what I wanted to do is go to 130point.com, like we typically do on these market updates, and have a look at what is going on with the eBay sales. So this is where you get more accurate sales data, Sorcery, Contested Realm. Let's just leave it at that, all right? So we search for Sorcery Contested Realm, and that's going to scrape all of the eBay sales, the actual sales. So if someone lists something for a buy it now or best offer, you'll get the real sales data here. So let's look at, let's just take a look at most recent, and then we'll go by highest sold. All right, so you see a lot of variability. TCG player is not open yet, so we're getting a lot of, just random sales on eBay. And, the auctions I run have been more the higher end, like the Alchemy 9, the artist proofs. Artist proofs are doing really well. There's a lot of demand for those. Really beautiful artwork being done by these artists. And the diversity of style is phenomenal. So these artist proofs are really exciting because it gives the artist 25 more opportunities to try unique one-of-one new concepts on these artist proofs. And it's really exciting to see the concepts they're coming up with. Really beautiful artwork. So, such a significant art project. If you're a fan of the art of the game, which many people are, it's really exciting as we see these new artist proofs coming out from so many different artists. All right, so a lot of low-end sales here. Not that interesting. I'm going to go with the highest priced, and let's run that filter. So we see highest price first. And it's interesting. It's still showing this Philosopher's Stone sale from July 10th. And again, this was a mistake. Someone just messaged me about this today and was like, I think there's something wrong with this 130point.com, the accuracy. But what happened here is this person had multiple Philosopher's Stones listed, mostly non-foil, but one in foil. And he got a $649 offer back on July 10th, thought it was the non-foil and accidentally accepted. So that was a canceled bid. You see the ask was $17,000 there. Just kind of fishing for high offers. Of course, the Brahm Curio card, the Death Speaker, that continues to be the most expensive public sale of a curio card. And this, by all accounts, seems to be the most popular curio card. So that sold for 8,500 GBP. That's British pounds, and that's about 11,000 USD. So that was a very, very big sale. All right, so you have a foil, Crusade, and Jihad, $775. And there you see some of the, I guess I'll say lower-end uniques have been coming in at, you can get those for $200 to $400. Some of the ones that are not the premium, like the high-end Alchemy 9, the Philosopher's Stone, the 4 core cards by Melissa Benson, and the 4 mix cards. Those are going to be your higher end cards, and then also the Frazetta foils are really going for that 2,000 to 2,500 range. I've auctioned several of those, several of the cores, several of the Philosopher's Stone, and those are the price points, several $1,000s now, which is really significant. All right, so we had a Philosopher's Stone. It looks like that was run on eBay, and as it noted here, 248 copies of that made, so they're very, very rare and scarce. That sold for, just yesterday, so this is being filmed on July 30th. This had 31 bids. It ended at $7,300. So very interesting. I have an auction going right now. It's at $6,600, so it's in the neighborhood of that sale. Really interesting to see the Sorcery Contested Realm community group and Collector Arthouse Discord sales coming in pretty comparable to eBay. Sometimes you'll find a deal a little bit less or a little bit more. So you definitely want to join those community groups and get in on the bidding if you're interested in collecting those high-end foils. Coming on down, so you had a complete set of... Actually, let's take a look at this. I don't think this was a complete set. This was kind of interesting in the description. I don't want to go off tangent too much, but I remember looking at this and I was like, oh, okay, so that must have been a complete set of the non-foil alpha, because I actually ran an auction for that. It just sold for $5,100. It ended Friday night before I kicked off the Philosopher's Stone. So I looked at this and I was like, oh, it sold for $5,000, a little less than my auction. Kind of interesting. And then when I went and looked at the description here, it says Alpha Sorcery Contested Realms. First several pages are all foils, various foils, ordinary, exceptional, elite, uniques, and avatars. Lots of other elites and uniques as well. So it's kind of like a hodgepodge of random cards. You got foils, you got non-foils. It was not a complete set. So I sold a complete set of the non-foils. The only thing it did not include, of course, are the curios and the 4 elemental avatars, which do not exist in non-foil in the booster packs. So I didn't go grab those out of the precons. Really, to me, a complete set. I know some people say to get the 403, you got to include those 4 elemental avatars from the precons and non-foil. I don't know. I tend to be a purist of what is in the booster pack, in the booster packs, and that's 399 cards, I believe. So that's a full non-foil set, and that's what was included. I think I also included an extra occult ritual. And when I say I do this as a consignment service. So if you guys want to join the Collector Arthouse Discord or the Sorcery Contested Realm community group, you can private message me on Facebook or Discord or email me, michael.servati@gmail.com. And I do, community consignment as well as artist representation. I work with many of the artists to sell their artist proofs and paintings and commissions and things like that. So a lot of opportunity. So that was the first, to my knowledge, the first non-foil complete set that was sold. That sold, again, on the community group in the Collector Arthouse Discord via auction, $5,100. So getting into box prices here, we see cases at about $5,800. $5,350 here. Very interesting. $6,000 2 days ago. So we got individual box prices at about $1,000 or close to it. Several sales points there. So on July 22nd, which was a little over a week ago, $5,800. Just 2 days ago, $6,000. Again, 2 days ago, $5,999. You had an auction. So this was a booster case, a pre-con deck, and Mirror Realm mat. Okay, so a few things. $5,900. $5,900 for the booster box and the pledge pack. The pledge pack itself doesn't have a whole lot of value, so let's call it $5,800 again for a case. So you're looking at booster box prices in that $900 to $1,000 range. It's varied from, you could find deals maybe sometimes for $700 to $900. I've picked up a few cases recently. I've been doing breaks of both booster boxes and also sample packs. So there's opportunity there. If you join the Discord, you could get in on those. Yeah, a lot of sales here between the $5,000 to $6,000 range on cases in the past week or so. So that's where booster box prices are. Here you have another Philo. Oh, it was Sorcery Contested Realm Kickstarter Alpha with a picture of the Philo stone. I don't know. People do wacky things, guys. Make sure you read the descriptions. Here's a curio card. It sold for $925. Oh, so I missed this one. 2 days ago, the curio for Free City, plus 7 free cards. So the guy threw in a little freebie. $1,200 for the Free City. And I think that's where, wow, here's a $1,500 curio for the self-same simulacrum. All right, $1,500, man. That is a good offer. I think that's a little high for these alt arts. They don't have the same kind of historical relevance that some of the other cards do, and that's what we thought curios were going to be about, and that's what they largely are about. The 9-piece curio, the Brahm card's kind of interesting. I don't know what the backstory is on that one. Brahm's not a mainstream artist in the set, but he's a big-time artist. So, maybe that's a homage to just kind of like Eric's, art interests. I don't know. We don't know all the details of the history. I wrote a very detailed article with what we know about the 9-piece and about a lot of the historical cards, like the Murder of Crows card by Mikhail Nagy-Paul. I think a little bit by Wind Blast. I posted about that in the Facebook group. And, some of the older historical cards, the Grim Tangle, which is the Entangled Terrain card by Drew Tucker. I asked Drew about that one. I included that in my write-up. Francesca Berald's sketch card. So you've seen a lot of sales, in the, I'd say anywhere from $500 on the low end, some private deals, up to $750, around $1,000 neighborhood, $900 and change, and then upwards of $1,200 to $1,500 on the, I guess, second and third tier curios, I guess I'd call it. The Brahm card, again, that sold for $11,000. We've had some private sales of the Frazetta Death Dealer alternate art card, which I think was in that $6,500 range based on, what people have reported to me on private deals. And then there was a large deal recently for the full set of Frazetta cards, the alternate art Death Dealer and all of the foils from Frazetta. And, Sophie from... I'm blanking on her YouTube channel name. Cardboard Guide. She's doing a really good job. She has a Discord. She's tracking people are telling her, and she's just tracking across the different social media platforms what curios have been found. People are posting in the Sorcery Contested Realm community Facebook group all the time these curios that they're finding, and also in the Collector Arthouse Discord Sorcery Showcase channel. And there's curios. There's 15 curios that have been found, and I think upwards of, I want to say about 100-ish or a little over 100 in aggregate of all the different curios across those 15 variants. So there's been, I guess, I almost said quite a few, but really we're talking like 10, upwards of 10 to 12 or so for any individual given curio. So, they're pretty rare, and it's going to be interesting to see how those age, if those age well or if it's kind of like forgotten about in future sets. We really don't know. All right, so let's go. Let's do a little switch here. Go to the overhead cam. I did want to show you guys a few things. All right, so let me zoom in here. I got a few interesting things. We're only at 13 minutes. This is a short video for my standards. All right, so I got this awesome fantasy book. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Let me put that aside so it doesn't detract too much. So this is the Philosopher's Stone that's currently live for auction. And again, that's $6,600. We had recent sales of $10,000, $8,250. And then I just showed you guys that $7,300 eBay sale. So we're in that neighborhood of that sale. This is kind of like the price point of where the stone is, between $7,000 to $10,000. And it's just such a gorgeous, iconic card, relevant in every deck. So that's a big-time card. And then this is Elvira's paint box that she sent things to me. So this is a Philo Stone artist proof card. So I'm working with Severn to sell her artist proofs. This will be coming up at some point, maybe over the next month or so. I don't know. We sold one of these. It sold for $6,500. This is a big time sale. This is a gorgeous number 3 of 25. She's keeping 1 of 25 and 5 of 25 for herself and her family. But that's a beautiful artist proof of the Philosopher's Stone. Also live for auction tonight is the Immortal Throne. So this is the last that I currently have in stock from Elvira Shakarova. I know she's working on a few others, and she's basing these on some early concepts that she showed Eric and were not used for the game. So the Lively Chair, as this one is called, you know, the dichotomy of life and death. You have the chair, the lively chair, blowing in the wind, you know, growing from the roots of life, and then these skulls kind of soaking at its feet. The Lively Chair, the Immortal Throne. It's a really interesting card because it's the only card that has the alternate win condition in the Alpha debut. At level 8 or more, an avatar here alone wins the game. Very cool, very flavorful. The Monument to Life Everlasting. So that's an awesome artist proof. This is just a card, early play test type card that I'm shipping off to somebody. And then few more things here. Now, just one more that I wanted to show you guys. So, coming for auction tonight is going to be another one of these incredible Rodney Matthews cards, the Dwarven Forge. Look at this. This is a painting by Rodney. Absolutely stunning quality and detail. The airbrushed background, the intricate detail on the painting. Can I zoom in any more than that? Yeah, look at how gorgeous that is. You know, I think this is inspired by some of his prior works. You know, you got the dragon flying overhead, the beautiful color palette he uses. I mean, one of a kind artist, one of the greats of fantasy art. And that leads me to the next little segment I wanted to show here, which is this art book, which very prominently features Rodney. So they looked at the greatest fantasy artists over a span of hundreds of years, and Rodney was one of 12 artists that was featured in this book. Masterpieces of Fantasy Art, right? By Taschen. All right? So this is a great book, hardcover, only costs about $30. You go find it on eBay or the different bookstores. And in this book, it has beautiful full page and double-sided page features. What I want to show you guys is the 12 artists that were featured, starting here with Julie Bell, who is the wife of Boris Vallejo. Great legendary fantasy artist. So in the 12, they selected all these legendary fantasy artists. You have Frank Frazetta, who they refer to as the God. And then Mobius, you got Rodney Matthews, the rock star, right? And why is that? Because he's done many album covers. So on page 352, you have a wonderful, about 28 pages dedicated to Rodney Matthews. That was the artist proof card that I just showed you. Protect your children's sensitive eyes. All right, 328. You got Rodney Matthews, the rock star. And why? Because he was a drummer, you know? He's a great drummer. He played with Eric Clapton and Creed. Really cool art design on his drum kit there. So, yeah, an amazing fantasy artist for many decades. We're at a very interesting point. So I'm working with Rodney to offer his artist proof cards, his 25 artist proofs, like the one I just showed. And I was talking with him and his wife told me about this book. That's why I went out and purchased this. I was really anxious to see his work and read through this write-up about the history of his career. She said it was a very interesting bio take on his career, and they thought it was really cool. They called him the rock star of fantasy art. And, you know, it's just a great book and a great homage to his style, great tribute that he was selected out of the 12. And you can see how stunning his artwork is. He's done a lot of album covers. That's Elric. Does amazing dragon work. Really, you know, honed his craft on the airbrushing, which really takes things to another level. You know, we've seen Ed Beard Jr. do that. Here you see a couple of the album covers that he's done, you know, for the band Nazareth. And I don't want to give away too much. I'm not going to like get into the details, but this is a book worth picking up. And then I want to show you the 2-page spreads so you can really see his art on full display. This stunning. So the beauty of album covers is that you get the front and the back of the album cover, right? So when you see it in a full artwork that he did, it's absolutely stunning, you know? And there's a YouTube video where a guy featured some of his album work, and he was actually showing the dust jackets from the CDs, and it was really cool to see. But in the book, you really you fully appreciate the full art and the beauty and the detail in these works by Rodney. Just the finished quality is absolutely phenomenal. And this is a small book. I guess his wife Sarah was telling me that there was actually a very large version of this book that was initially put out, probably as a collector set, I assume. Man, this is really amazing. Just the detail in this and the color again. Absolute pro. And, you know, his with these auctions for his artist proofs, he's including like a large sketch, which is really cool. And what I wanted to show this next, what Rodney sent me. So it says, "To Mike, all the best, Rodney Matthews." Very nice personal message. But this calendar he did for 2024 is absolutely incredible. The quality is great. The size, it's very large. You know, if you guys remember how big these 2-player playmats are, if you have one, it's almost like the height of this 2-player playmat. So it's very big. I apologize for that glare. That's unfortunate. But this is an awesome calendar you can go buy. I'm not selling these. These are on Rodney's page, Rodney Matthews Studios. Just go to his website, and you can get this awesome calendar. I love the font he uses. Everything about it is so artistic, and you get some of the history of his different art pieces, the date, you know, where it was published, and it's just an amazing collection of incredible art. Let me zoom a little bit. It doesn't matter the month, right? We want to see the artwork. So a great calendar, really stylish. I'm really torn. I don't know if I want to hang this up at the office. I mean, I want to look at it every day, but with that personalized message, it makes me want to keep it kind of pristine or like hanging it at home, you know, in a safe environment that I can control. But look at it. Look at the incredible artwork. And I love how he's doing his artist proofs like this with the airbrush background that makes it look so smooth and clean, contrasted with the dragons or whatever like art composition he's doing around the goblin concept from the Dwarven Forge that he has in the game. But this is really great. Oh, there's a little cardboard insert in there to keep it flat, keep it from bending and shipping. Man, incredible artwork. Immortal 2008 inks. Immortal by Bob Catley. All right, so I assume that was for an album cover, or I mean a book cover. I'm not as familiar with that one. 1982, man. I was born in 81. Spoiler alert. So, you know, this is 41 years old, this painting. On top of his game 40 years ago, doing artwork of this quality, and now licensing work for Sorcery Contested Realm. Hopefully we see some originals going forward. You know, a lot of artists are working on future sets, licensing and commissioning paintings. But that's a beautiful calendar. You go find it on RodneyMatthewsStudios.com. And, you know, get in on these artist proofs. He's a legend. You know, his artwork, his sketches, they sell for thousands of dollars on his website. You can see those on his website as well, and it's worth checking out. Beautiful sketches. I didn't have it ready for this video, but this is the one that's going to be coming tonight at 8 o'clock. This is incredible, beautiful artwork by Rodney. So that's where we are in the market, guys. Artist proofs are very strong, very high demand. This is a special art project. I think those are going to, you know, be very special collectibles in the future when we look back on Alpha and throughout the life cycle of Sorcery. You know, there's only 25 of these. They got the square corners. That was something they did in early Magic, and then they went to the rounded corners. So it's very unique. You know, Eric's a student of Magic, and he's a collector of Magic. So, you know, I would guess that maybe he goes to rounded corners in future sets, and these are the only square corners, just these 25 to 29 technically from the top pledge tier of these artist proofs. Very scarce, very limited, and gorgeous artwork. And a vast variety that we're seeing from these artists. Really fun. All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. Appreciate your interest. I wish I could do these videos more often, but I've been really busy. A lot of fun stuff going on. Just, you know, family stuff too, and a lot of Sorcery stuff, a lot of platforms that I'm managing and running. And we're going to be doing another sample pack break sometime in the next couple of days, whenever I can schedule that in. And, you know, we'll be doing more box breaks, more sample pack breaks. So if you guys want to get in, join the Sorcery Contested Realm community group and the Collector Arthouse Discord. Thank you, as always, for your interest. Thank you for the 1,000 subscriber milestone. Appreciate that. I should probably turn on those commercial settings and things like that. But, you know, too busy, little interest. I'm not trying to conquer the world on YouTube. It's just kind of like a fun medium to dabble in. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Please follow along, and appreciate your support. Take care.